quick here. d4, knight f6. Let's go knight f3. A timely f5. Yep, he could push the f5 pawn and force out a pass pawn, like I said. Okay, c4. Awesome games against people about 13, 18. Yeah, so this guy's a little bit above that, but you'll still definitely be able to learn. I'm going to go g3. He likes to play the Grunfeld, I assume. Let's go g3, bishop g2. Kind of like a Catalan, almost. But there are certain opening lines you need to know here. c5 is a good start. So he's playing it perfectly fine so far. We're going to play, I believe knight takes is fine here. Queen a4 check and then pick up the c4 pawn, most likely. Never seen a 1400 play the Grunfeld. Well, I kind of avoided it with g3 a little bit, so it looks a little different. I think I'm just going to check and pick up the pawn. I don't see why not. Alright, so if I take c4, he plays knight b6, and this knight is actually in a little bit of trouble. So I think the move is simply rook d1, I think. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Seems okay. Queen takes c4 next move. Most, probably like a 90% chance. I don't see how... you could play like queen c7, I play like bishop f4 or knight b5 or some combination. Yeah, so we're just taking c4, I believe. Takes there, takes e3, bishop f5. I think we have to go with this. I don't think there's a way for him to win a piece, though. Queen takes, knight b6, queen c2. He takes the bishop. Okay, so he doesn't do it anyways. I think we're just going... Looks like just knight c3. Knight d5 is the threat. Is that a bad thing? If you've never seen a 1400 play a Grunfeld, it's probably more of an advanced opening. I don't feel like a 1400 is going to understand the ins and outs of the opening very well. But it's not bad by any means. It's definitely playable. For any rating is what I mean. Okay, he plays 95. I think we're simply going to just... queen b3 doesn't seem wrong at all. Queen b3. If he takes, I'll take back with the pawn and open up the a-file. That's the idea. Knight d5 is still kind of in the cards, possibly. Knight d5 takes my knight and then take e7 check. So like knight c6. Okay, we're taking with the pawn. This bishop has trouble developing because I take on b7. If this knight goes to c6, we might just do a lot of exchanges and weaken a pawn. Or weaken the c6 pawn. It's a little tricky for black to get his development going here. I do have doubled pawns though, so not maybe the best situation in the world. By the way, I am uploading all of the games to my YouTube channel. Click in the description below with the big YouTube logo in order to visit the YouTube channel. Subscribe, it's completely free. You'll get the updates whenever I post another video. I tend to post either this evening, if not like tomorrow early morning, or kind of tomorrow by noon. I upload all the games is the idea. So I'm sure you guys will enjoy that. Okay, rook d8 is pinning the knight. Double knight pawns aren't so bad though. Yeah, it's really not that bad here. Knight d5 looks pretty good, I think. I think it seems okay. I think it's fine here. Knight d5, threatening e7. Yeah, I don't see a downside. I'm also threatening c7, of course. Knight c7, knight takes, and even knight b6 is a pin too. I'm talking about subscribing on the YouTube channel, not the Twitch. You can't You can't. I can't. I don't have the subscribe button yet. Okay, this is picking up at least a pawn. If knight takes, I take knight takes e7. So if the knight takes back, I get rook takes rook. If the king moves, I just trade and then retreat my knight. Most likely. Yeah, I'm probably not even close to getting the subscribe button for YouTube or for Twitch yet. All right, we're taking there. Taking there. If I take the bishop, he does rook takes, and then this guy is a little bit of a problem. So I think I'm just going to retreat. Knight b6 is a big threat, though. He needs to watch out for that. I think knight b6 still works. Knight b6, rook moves. I think this is still good. Bishop f4 if rook b8, bishop f4. And then this rook is trapped. Okay, so this rook's trapped. He might get my knight, but I get his rook. Oh, it's no problem, Schnurs. Not mad at you or anything like that. It's no problem. Okay, so this rook's going to fall. I'll be up the exchange at the very least. We're just going to check. He's going to pick up one of these pawns, unfortunately. I can't really... There's not a good way to stop that. And I don't want to lose on time either. I think we're just going to check and then retreat this. So he's going to pick up these pawns probably, but I should still be better here. Threaten the b6 pawn. Try to gain some time on the clock too. I am, down 20 seconds or so. Now I'm only down 10. Now I'm only down 7. Yeah, I have to have increment. You guys see that I'm talking quite a bit during these games. Alright, we're just going to grab that and then grab this. He gets this pawn, which is true. Retreat this guy. Rook a7 is the idea. Next move, probably. I need to get my king closer, because this b pawn could become a problem if I'm not careful. Okay, guess we'll get this guy closer. E3. Bishop e2. Stop the pawn from pushing. Just plant the bishop in front of it so there's no more pushing problems. Let's go... Oops, king e2. Let's go rook here. Let's go bishop check. Maybe I'll pick up the h5 pawn. Okay, I'll take it. And I'll go right back. Alright, back to b5, no problem. Get a check in here. Try to do some time, increase my time a little bit. I believe the idea is to go here and push the h-pawn. I believe. He takes, I'll play rook takes. Now I'll kind of attack the f5 pawn. Bishop d3 next move. Okay, that's a 3 pawn. Oh, wow, I completely missed that. Ooh, that's pretty bad, huh? Ouch. He got me there. Bishop c6, or rook check would have been much better. Wow. Okay. And it's increment, so... Am I able to win this is the question now. Am I able to win this? I'm going to have e5 check, so he has to be a little bit careful. It's not the end of the world, actually. This is not terrible for me. f6 check and then e6. This is actually not terrible for me. I think I'm actually going to pull this one off. e7 is the threat. He goes king here, bishop check, king f7, and then I promote to a queen. Wow, okay. So that's unfortunate for him. He was, it was at least maybe a draw after I make that big blunder. That's unfortunate. Yeah, after f4, if I just check here, it's a win. It's pretty easy to win. Okay, so let's analyze this real quick. Alright, so let's see. I played d4, knight f6, knight f3, g6, c4, d5, g3, take here, c5. So he's attacking the center, what he should be doing. I castle, take, bishop g7, queen check, knight here. If I take immediately, he plays knight b6, attacking my queen and my knight 2 times. If I check, he goes here, I retreat again, he goes here. The position is becoming a lot more even than it needs to be. I feel like I'm a little bit better here after rook d1. The castle take here, knight c3. Knight d5 is nice. It's winning something. There's a triple threat. This tactic is nice too. This rook cannot be guarded by the knight. The knight is having trouble guarding the rook and the pawn is the idea, so I take the pawn. If he takes the knight, then I pick up the rook in the side. Moves, takes, knight retreats. Here I'm picking up the exchange as well. It's a little bit of a tricky situation to win this position, considering he probably is going to pick up both of these pawns. But it should still be winning for me. I'm up a full exchange. Should still be winning. I do pick up a pawn. Go back. h4. He catches me with this bishop g4 threat. I did completely miss this with like 10 seconds on my clock. If I do check, and then he moves, and then I take it, now it's, you know, it's completely winning here. The check doesn't do anything now. I can just move. Something like that. So he does get the check, though. Surprising me. I'm now down, let's see, 3 pawns versus a piece. 3 pawns versus a piece and a pawn, so I'm technically down 2 pawns. Or I'm not down 2, I'm sorry, 3, 4, 7, 3. I'm down 1 pawn. He allows me to advance these pawns, though, which is his big mistake. He needs to play like... He needs to play like this, right? And if I push... This is a draw, pretty much. There's no way for either side to win this. Instead, though, he's not stopping the pawns. He thinks he's stopping them here, but e7 forces this move. Bishop check forces this move, and then I get a queen, and then it's a winning position here. He takes the pawn, I take here, and white wins easily. So I missed a tactic, but fought back there at the end. Definitely happens in Blitz with time trouble and stuff like that. Yeah, well played game there. So let's see, we're up to 13:29. Got about 30 minutes left is the plan. So we need 70 points.